And the flag's now down, and this three-boat small final for the women's coxless falls underway. Canadians gone off very hard indeed. Already got half a length clear of the other two crews. Rating 45 strokes per minute away from the start. And now New Zealand and China begin to get the momentum going, and the three crews level 100 meters out. Canada take a canvas lead on the other two crews. China, of course, recently become very strong in women's rowing. We have yet to see any Chinese men's crews compete here at the World Championships level. But here's one crew at least that won't this time be taking home a medal, but still well on par with the New Zealand in the centre and Canada on the near side. Medals position so far in today's racing, for those of you who missed the earlier action, means that Great Britain is in fact in the lead in the medals table. They've taken 2 gold medals in the men's coxless pairs. That was Steve Redgrave and Matthew Pinsent, the defending title holders. They've made it yet another gold medal, and the Nottingham-based men's lightweight 8 won gold ahead of the second-placed Danes and Italy, who took the bronze medal. And in fact, it's Italy who are second place in the medal table. They've got one of each colour in the men's lightweight double, silver for the men's lightweight quad, and as I say, that bronze in the lightweight 8s. Approaching the halfway stage then in this small final of the women's 4-. In fact, it's China who've now taken a marginal lead ahead of New Zealand. The Canadian crew went off very hard indeed, and it wouldn't be the first time today that we've seen a crew really burn away from the start pontoons and then suffer accordingly later in the race. And they've dropped that rate down from 45 through the first 300 meters. They've gone down to 37 now. But it's China who have a third of a length lead. Water a little bit lumpy, but not too bad. So the officials seem to have made the right decision, as things seem so far, for letting the racing go ahead, albeit rather later than we'd expected. And this race, small final though it may be, is turning out to be a very tight race. Just a canvas separating these three crews. China marginally in the lead from Canada now. Canada putting on a little spurt, once again increased the rate and passed that white marker, and they've chosen that point at which to put in a little bit of a spurt, taken the rate up again, 37, 38, come back on the Chinese, and they're pushing on in the lead, and that spurt from the two leaders has meant that New Zealand have dropped back in relative terms. Confirmation there that at the halfway mark China are in the lead by just over half a second from Canada, but less than a second separating all three fours. These three crews racing, remember, for positions 7 to 9 in the world. Beginning to hit the rougher water now through the second half. This is where technique comes into it rather than sheer strength. Canadians seem to have the worst of it out in the centre of the course there in lane 3. A little bit of white water flying off the blades there. Canadian girls having to make sure those finishes are really very clean indeed. All three crews using the modern cleaver blades, and they, if anything, require even better technique in this rough water than the traditional Macon type blades. And the China and Canada now still neck and neck for this small final of the women's coxless fours. Pushing it along. But 500 meters still to go now, and China pushing on ahead. Yes, New Zealand dropping back a little now. Still half a second at the 3/4 of the way mark separating China and Canada, but New Zealand there more than 3 seconds adrift. This private battle between China and Canada leaving the New Zealanders behind. Into the last 250 meters. And it's real nip and tuck stuff now. The Canadian girls take back the lead. Stroke for stroke down the last 200 meters between China and Canada. Both rating 37 strokes a minute. China come back. There is no holding these girls back. They're determined that they won't let themselves be shamed by not making a place in the grand final after getting the gold medal last year. And they really put on a finishing burst. This is sustained stuff from the Chinese girls now. They've taken themselves a canvas clear, but Canada still not out of it. Canada coming back hard. And they cross the line together, and I couldn't separate them over the line. New Zealand crossed the line now in 3rd position, so New Zealand take 9th place overall.
Meanwhile, up in the starting area, we have had a false start in the B final of the men's Open 4 without coxswain.